Hello everyone! So, me and Kenny are going to explain about sociology. The topic is
Okay, so we will be talking about realizing social identity and how social institutions affecting the process of social identity creation.
explain the concept of self-identity in the various contexts and provide real-life examples of the application in social community life.
Okay, so for my personal answer is self-identity is the story you tell yourself who you are. It is a mix of qualities you are born with, the things you value, and the roles you play. It acts like a personal filter for me, like helping you decide how to act and where you belong to the world. Instead of being just one thing, your identity is made out of different layers that change depending on whether you are thinking about your private thoughts, your cultural background, or your job. In everyday life, these layers of identity show up in how we contribute to our communities. For example, someone with a strong outdoor identity might organize a neighborhood cleanup, like turning their personal hobby into a social benefit. Similarly, someone's identity as a parent or a student connects them to others in the same boat, creating bonds that help people support one another. Even small parts of our identity, like being a dog person or a gamer, helps us find our tribe and build friendships. So additionally, self-identity is the bridge between who we are on the inside and how we help out on the outside.
Self-identity is how a person sees and understands themselves. This includes their beliefs, values, personality, culture, and the roles they have in life. It can be personal, like labeling yourself as a kind or diligent person. It can also be social, like identifying as a student, a leader, or a member of an organization. It can also be cultural, connected to traditions and background, or even digital, shown through how someone presents themselves online. In real-life examples, self-identity affects how people act and show themselves in their community. For example, a student who sees themselves as a leader may organize school events or help classmates. Someone proud of their culture may help plan cultural celebrations. A person who believes they care about the environment may join or start cleanup activities in their neighborhood. This shows that self-identity is not just about who we think we are, it shapes how we help, connect, and work with others in a society.
So explain how social institutions contribute to maintaining social order and help to build social identity.
Okay, so social institutions help keep society organized and stable. Things like family, school, religion, and government teach us what is right and what is wrong, and how we are supposed to act. For example, families teach us our first values. School teach us rules and responsibilities. And governments make laws for their society so that people just don't do whatever they want. This helps prevent chaos and keeps everything under control. Social institutions also help build our identity because they give us roles like students, friend, and a citizen. These roles shape how we see ourselves and how others see us. So basically, social institutions help keep society in order and help us understand who we are and where we exactly belong.
So for my answer, social institutions like families, schools, and religions function as the structural framework that support of society by establishing predictable patterns of behavior that maintain the social order by teaching us how to behave and what to expect from others. For an instance, schools teach us to follow schedules and respect authorities, which prevents conflict. At the same time, these institutions help us build our social identity by giving us labels and groups to belong to. When you see yourself as a student, a teammate, or a son, you are using the roles provided by these institutions. To define who you are, by following these shared paths, we feel connected to the people around us, creating a stable community.
Identify and explain at least 2 external factors that influence your personal identity.
Okay, so my answer is my first external factor on who I am today has to be Instagram, because the app played a huge role in how I see myself now. I've spent so much time doom scrolling through different online learning methods and self-improvement trends, it definitely pushed me to be more productive and ambitious for me now. But it also makes me feel like I'm constantly leveling up the more I'm doing vital things for my life. The next external factor that influenced my identity is the sports culture in my school. Growing up in an environment where being an athlete was the main way to get respect, performance also became a huge part of who I am now. School's importance on winning and team loyalty taught me a lot about discipline, but it also forced me to fit into a specific skilled athlete to be accepted by my coaches and by my peers. Between the digital world telling me to constantly improve my mind and the school world telling me to constantly push my body, most of my identity has been built around meeting these high external expectations.
First, social media trends changed how I saw myself now. When I spent a lot of time on platforms like Instagram or TikTok, I felt pressure to keep up with what everyone else was doing. Because of FOMO, I sometimes tried to act, dress, or think a certain way just to fit in the society. I compared my life to other people's highlight reels, which affected my confidence. Over time, I realized that constantly following trends was slowly changing who I was, and I had to learn to focus more on being real instead of trying to impress others. Second, school sports culture had a positive impact on me. Being involved in the basketball team taught me discipline, time management, and mental strength. Waking up early for practice, balancing schoolwork, and pushing through tough training sessions made me more organized and responsible. It also trained me mentally to stay calm under pressure and not give up when things get hard.
Analyze and explain why you interact and befriend with your friend group. Is it for shared goals or value rational, or just to fit in, effectual?
So, I interact and befriend my friend group mainly because of shared goals, which is called value rational. We spend time together not just for fun, but to support each other in meaningful ways. For example, we study together, help each other improve, and motivate one another to reach personal goals. Being around friends who share the same values and ambitions make me feel inspired and help me grow as a person. At the same time, there's a bit of affectual influence. Sometimes I hang out with my friends just to feel included or avoid being left out. Social pressure can make anyone want to join in, even if the activity isn't beneficial for me. But that's not the main reason. I maintain these friendships. The strongest reason is that we share the same interests, values, goals, and our time together has a purpose. The friendships teach me teamwork, responsibility, and how to support others, which makes them meaningful beyond just having fun.
When I look at why I hang out with my peer group, it's actually a mix of value rational and effectual, but it usually leans towards value rational because I always need to learn something new and self-improve. I tend to drift toward guys who have shared goals, such as we are trying to be the best version of ourselves. We aren't just hanging out to kill time. We often talk about life and sharing tips on new skills we are currently learning or pushing each other to stay disciplined. My friendships are value rational because they are built on a mutual commitment to growth and a specific standard of success. On the other hand, there is definitely an affectual side to my circle. That it's just about just wanting to fit in and a sense of belonging. I befriend my peer group because we are in the trenches together. This bond isn't about a specific goal, it's about the emotional comfort or having a tribe that actually gets it. Sometimes I hang out with the group just because it feels good to be accepted in a place where I don't have to perform or optimize anything. I can just exist and feel understood.
Explain how shared values in your institutions help a diverse society live together peacefully.
I see my family as the first place where I actually learn how to get along with people who are different from me. Even within a single family, everyone has their own personality. But every member of my family follow the same core values, which are respect, patience, and responsibility. Because I grew up with these house rules, I carry them out in the world. When I meet people from different background or culture, I don't see them as total strangers. I apply the same core values of respect my family has taught me. If everyone is raised with the value that you should treat others with respect, it prevents small misunderstandings from turning into conflict. So shared family values help a diverse society to stay peaceful because they teach conflict resolution and at a small scale. In my family, I had to learn how to disagree with my cousins or parents without breaking the relationship. That's a massive skill for a living in a big, diverse country like Indonesia. If I can handle disagreement at the table with maturity, I can handle a disagreement with someone who has a different view than mine. It is that sense of accountability, knowing my actions reflect on my family, that makes me want to be a better citizen and keep the peace inside my community.
Shared values in institutions like family, school, religion, and government help people from different backgrounds live together peacefully. Families teach respect, honesty, and kindness, which guides how we treat others. School encourage teamwork, fairness, and responsibility, helping students work well with people who come from different cultures or beliefs. Religion often teach compassion, forgiveness, and the sense of caring in a community, which will reduce conflicts and encourage understanding. While government create rules and laws based on fairness so that people can be manageable and it can create a sense of safety. Following these shared values help people focus on what they have in common instead of what makes them different. It encourages cooperation, respect, and problem solving together. When everyone understands and practices these values, society becomes more peaceful, stable, and united, even with people from many different backgrounds living together. Okay, so that's all from us.
We hope that our story can be meaningful for you guys. Thank you for listening.
Bye-bye.
Bye.